and boundaries. Please welcome Bret Freeman.
First, can I say, what an amazing venue. This is fantastic. I've been to a lot of clubs, and this is a great venue, so I'm really pleased to be here, so thank you for the invite. In 1960, a group of 12 Soviet explorers set out on the 6th Soviet Antarctic expedition. And one of the men on this expedition was a 27-year-old doctor. Now, this doctor was tasked not only with the medical support of the entire team, but he was also the assistant meteorologist and in charge of all the heavy equipment. So mechanic by day, mechanic by night, I suppose. One night in April of 1961, our young doctor found himself doubled over in pain in his quarters. And he couldn't stand it. He couldn't breathe. His temperature was skyrocketing. He had the shivers, and he began to vomit. And after some quick self-diagnosis, he realized what he was suffering with is an acute appendicitis. Has anyone ever had an appendicitis? I have, let me tell you, it's horrible. Worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. So our young doctor is sat in his room, and he penned the following in his journal. I did not sleep at all last night. It hurts like the devil. A snowstorm whipping through my soul, wailing like 100 jackals. This is it. I have to think through the only possible way out, to operate on myself. It's almost impossible, but I can't just fold my arms and give up. So our young doctor was faced with a dilemma. Either he curled up and died in his quarters, or he took out his own appendix. So he quickly called his benevolent team to his side. None of them had any medical experience. And he said, men, what I need you to do is create a makeshift operating theater. And then I need you to help me from here through the minus 55-degree weather into that operating theater and position me so I can do this thing. So his men quickly did that. They helped him. They put him on the table. He positioned himself, and he took a mirror so he could see his abdomen. He reached into his medical bag, took his scalpel, made a 5-inch incision, and removed his own appendix without the aid of anesthetic, without the aid of anything. This was in the 60s. There was no medevac. There was no air ambulance. He didn't have a choice. Now, there's lots and lots of life lessons we can take from this. We can talk about his bravery. We can talk about keeping calm in all circumstances. What I want to talk about tonight is comfort zones. And I'd like to invite each and every one of you to reach into your own medical bags, pull out your scalpels, and perform a bit of self-surgery as you look inside and see where your comfort zones are. And the first thing I want to do is I want to define our comfort zone boundaries. So where are your comfort zone boundaries? So as you begin to look for that incision point. In the context of Toastmasters, we tend to find our comfort zone, and it gets to be tricky. Because everybody in Toastmasters talks about, let's step outside our comfort zone. Let's do something that makes us uncomfortable. Let's push and stretch ourselves. And so what you do is you turn up to Toastmasters, and you sit in the back, and you're a guest, and eventually you get the courage to raise your hand and you stand up for a table talk. And you stand up here and you face this way for the first time. And you look out amongst all the faces. And you deliver a table topic. And you can't wait for the green light. As soon as the green light's over, you wipe the sweat from your race back to your seat. And then maybe a couple weeks later you put your hand up again and it's not so difficult this time. The first time you were very nervous and it was difficult to step outside of your comfort zone, but you did it. Eventually you sign up for the club and then you deliver your icebreaker and you decide a topic and you create a speech and the night comes and you get up again facing this way and you're looking at all of the same faces and you deliver your table topic. The light comes on and maybe this time you wait till the yellow light and then you race back to your seat. And the thing is, what used to be outside your comfort zone is now becoming your comfort zone. And by the time you've delivered your second, third, fourth, I've done over 40 speeches. I don't even want to count how many speeches Jackie's done in Toastmasters. But the more you deliver, the more comfortable this environment gets. Because you deliver the same speech, or different speeches rather, to the same audience. Somebody from that audience that you know comes up and gives you a formal evaluation, and you take the learnings from that and you apply them to your next speech. And so we begin to define the boundaries of our comfort zone. And sometimes we're in our comfort zone without even realizing, thinking we're stepping out, but we're still standing up in front of a group of people that we know very well, delivering a speech. And we come to Toastmasters because we want to improve our public speaking skills. And then we're called to do something at work, and we get up in front of a different group of people, and we start to get nervous, and we wonder why. I've been stepping out of my comfort zone every week at Toastmasters. Or maybe not quite, because it's always the same. So we define the boundaries of our comfort zones, and then the next thing we need to do is we need to start expanding those boundaries. So as we kind of adjust the mirror to the side of our incision, and we begin to look at ourselves in that mirror. Expanding the boundaries of our comfort zone becomes a bit trickier, but in Toastmasters, there is no shortage of opportunity. We've got a new Toastmasters year coming up. All new leadership in clubs, new area directors, right? And so we have opportunities to continue to expand our comfort zone. Now, I've been in club leadership almost since I joined Toastmasters. And I've been stretched. My boundaries have been stretched. I've discovered lots of new things. I've had lots of opportunity to grow and to change and to learn and to influence and to be influenced. Opportunities to get involved in district conferences and really stretch my boundaries more and more and more. So as you begin to look at yourself in that mirror and you begin to maybe dig a little deeper, how are you expanding your boundaries? And then finally, I want to talk about stepping outside of our comfort zone. So again, as we begin to dig a bit deeper and find the real source of the issue here, how do you step outside of your comfort zone? One of the things that I absolutely love to do during contest season is be a test speaker. I'll go to any club and I'll speak anytime. Because what it does is it gives me an opportunity to be evaluated by several people all on the same night. And it gives me an opportunity to step outside of my comfort zone, get in front of different people. And this brings me on to my high performance leadership project, and the project I've defined, and I'm going to start with my club and then into the area, and hopefully into Toastmasters worldwide, and make a real impact, is I think that we should help each Toastmaster to be able to step out of their comfort zone. So I have to define a vision. My vision is that every Toastmaster that ever goes through the program has an opportunity, is almost forced to step outside of their comfort zone. My mission statement is pretty much the same as it's always been, to impact the lives of every person I meet in a positive way. And that's it. And so what I want to do with my high performance leadership program is I want to mandate a sort of exchange program where people from one club can go to another club and deliver a speech. Perhaps speech 4, 5, 6, something like that. So you're used to delivering speeches to the same people. Now you can go deliver something to somebody new and really step outside of your comfort zone. As I said, one of my favorite things to do is to do test speaker, and I did 5 of them this year. And the greatest thing is that you get to deliver a speech, and you get anywhere between 4, 8, 10 evaluations on the same speech from different perspectives, from different people, and they're all looking for different things. And it gives me an opportunity to do a bit of self-surgery. And even more importantly, it gives me an opportunity to put the scalpel in somebody else's hands and let them do it. So, in conclusion, how is it with you? Is it time to close up that wound and suture yourself up and go on about your business, or maybe dig a little bit deeper? Find your comfort zones, define those boundaries, stretch those boundaries, and then step outside of those boundaries.
I would echo that. The very first thing I ever did in the Toastmasters Club, that was 17 years ago, was table topics. And I have to say, had I not done that, I'm not sure that I would have been comfortable for very much longer time stepping